Hello, this is Art Gaines. Today we're making a Fire Lora for FLUX using FluxGym. I have a bunch of reference images here from photographs I myself took many years ago, 2009, but I was just looking through my photo album and I found them and I thought this would be cool to make a style guide out of this. All right. So to start out, we need to prepare these images for FluxGym, which means they have to be shrunk down and cropped to a square proportions at a resolution of 1080 by 1080. So I've already prepared an empty canvas, which is 1080 high, into which I can paste these images for my process I'm using here. So I need to create an action which will speed things up. So I go into my actions and I create an action. Let's call it shrink 1080. Start recording automatically. Actually, don't start recording yet. I need to open the image and before I record the action. Okay, open with Photoshop. Okay. So now we start recording, and we're going to turn this layer into a smart object. Now we're going to shrink to percent. I already calculated what the percent was, 41.67. I think that's test. Hopefully that's right. Let's double check the height of our image. Image size in pixels is 1080. That's correct. All right. So now let's make that a smaller window and select the layer, copy it, select our canvas and paste. Woohoo! It worked. All right. And now we select our original and close. Do not save. All right. So now we stop that. And let's delete our layer because we have the action. And we go to, I'm going to presume that it's batch. And we don't want save and close. The source, we have to choose our source folder. Select folder. And press OK. I think this should do it. Yes, it's working. Okay. All right, that seems to have worked. A few of these are horizontal, are vertical like this, so we have to modify these a bit. All right, and the next step is to export these. Okay, so File, Export Layers to Files. And our destination, oh, no, it's working. That's a relief. All right, that worked. And next step is to put these into FluxGym. Let's open up FluxGym. We'll go into our FluxGym folder. And I've made this text file here, which has my activation script in it. So I copy that and type in CMD in the command line. Open up this command window. Control V for paste. Paste anyway. Let that run. Hit enter again. And now we type in app.py, press enter, and control click to open up our user interface. Now we can drag our Fire images into here. Let's name our Lora. We'll call this the AG-Fire-version 001. Trigger word sentence, no, none of that. Dev is fine, 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Max train epochs, let's set that to 3. Expected training steps 1,000. That's fine. Let's create some sample images every 100 steps. Sample image prompts, let's say and resize data set images to, we don't want them resized, so we have to set that at the right place. Now let's get take a close look at these images so that we can more effectively add prompts. Okay, I redid them all here. Let me just double check I have all these settings done correctly. Name your Lora, trigger word, no trigger word. I mean fire, but fire is in all of these captions, so you don't have to add it as a trigger word. Repeat trains 10, epochs 3, sample images every n steps, resize, no resize. And I think that's it. I always do this wrong, but let's see. Let's start training, see what we get. That should count down, and let me open up Task Manager. Make sure that our GPU is doing what it's supposed to. Looks like it. And I will let this run, turn off my turn off OBS so that the GPU isn't overtaxed, and I'll get back to you. Okay, that's done. It took about 3 hours for the Lora to be created. All right, so I have rendered a bunch of images using my new Lora in ComfyUI, and this one does not have the Lora applied, but this one does. So these are the same prompt and the same seed, but this one has the Lora applied, and this one does not. And if you look closely, there's a bit of a difference between the quality of the smoke and the flames. So this is like the basic FLUX result for smoke and flames, and this is what we get with my Lora applied. The smoke is a lot more billowy and has a subtle magenta coloring to it. And the fire is rendered a bit differently as well. And this one again, no Lora. The smoke is very wispy and the fire has a certain quality to it. But then when we apply my Lora, we get a different quality to everything. I think I had the strength of the Lora dialed up pretty high for this one. The magenta smoke again. This one does not have the Lora applied, so again you can see the smoke is more wispy, and the fire doesn't look quite the same as it did in my reference images. Now this was supposed to have a rose in it, but it didn't for some reason. Here's the roses. I rendered out a bunch of crystal balls or palantirs resting on a pile of ash. Got some pretty cool results. I'll put a link to the Lora in the description. Thanks for watching.